Hey, you are always talking bold words, but here is practical Vedant before you. Give up this little life of yours. What matters it if you die of starvation? You and I and thousands like us, so long as this nation lives. The nation is sinking. The curse of unnumbered millions is on our heads. Those to whom we have been giving ditch water to drink when they have been dying of thirst, and while the perennial river of water was flowing past. The unnumbered millions whom we have allowed to starve in sight of plenty, the unnumbered millions to whom we have talked of Advait and whom we have hated with all our strength, the unnumbered millions for whom we have invented the doctrine of Lokachar, usage, to whom we have talked theoretically that we are all the same and all are one with the same Lord, without even an ounce of practice. Yet, my friends, it must be only in the mind and never in practice. Wipe off this blot, arise and awake. What matters it if this little life goes? Everyone has to die. The saint or the sinner, the rich or the poor, the body never remains for anyone. Arise and awake and be perfectly sincere. Our insincerity in India is awful. What we want is character, that steadiness, and character that make a man cling on to a thing like grim death. Nindantu nitinipuna yadi vastu vantu lakshmi samavishatu gacchatu va yatheshtam adeva va maranamastu yugantare va nyayat patha pravichalanti padam na tiraha. Let the sages blame or let them praise. Let Lakshmi come today or let her go away. Let death come just now or in 100 years. He indeed is the sage who does not make one false step from the right path. Arise and awake, for the time is passing and all our energies will be frittered away in vain talking. Arise and awake. Let minor things and quarrels over little details and fights over little doctrines be thrown aside. For here is the greatest of all works. Here are the sinking millions. When the Mohammedans first came into India, what a great number of Hindus were here. But mark how today they have dwindled down. Every day they will become less and less till they wholly disappear. Let them disappear, but with them will disappear the marvelous ideas of which, with all their defects and all their misrepresentations, they still stand as representatives, and with them will disappear this marvelous Advait, the crushed jewel of all spiritual thought. Therefore, arise, awake, with your hands stretched out to protect the spirituality of the world, and first of all, work it out for your own country. What we want is not so much spirituality as a little of the bringing down of the Advait into the material world. First bread and then religion. We stuff them too much with religion when the poor fellows have been starving. No dogmas will satisfy the cravings of hunger. There are two curses here. First, our weakness. Secondly, our hatred, our dried up hearts. You may talk doctrines by the millions. You may have sects by the hundreds of millions. But it is nothing until you have the heart to feel. Feel for them as your Veda teaches you, till you find they are parts of your own bodies, till you realize that you and they, the poor and the rich, the saint and the sinner, are all of one infinite whole, which you call Brahman.